Morning, folks. You have to excuse me, a fucking great big fucking lorry's just come past me. You could probably still hear it. Just thinking, obviously, in 4 weeks, I think it's 4 weeks tomorrow, we've got the big fight between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford for the undisputed welterweight title, which is one of the big fights we've all been waiting for, especially since it was announced. We've all got excited about it because there's been all this, he said, she said bullshit, with why the fight didn't happen previous years. And it's the only fight at welterweight that really anybody wants to see at the moment. So, we've got that to look forward to. And I was just thinking, the welterweight division has always been a fantastic division historically. And it got me thinking, how many big fights, I'm talking the big fights, we've had at the weight. And, it ended up being a bit of a disappointment. And obviously you had, the standard we all think of when we think of the welterweight division is, obviously, was it 1981? Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns, the first one. That is an absolute classic fight. Everybody still talks about it to this day. And that was for all the marbles at the time. There were only two titles, WBA and WBC. That's the the one when we think of elite welterweight showdowns. That is the apex of it. And then you think of other ones that have happened through the years when, there's been a lot of anticipation. Two top guys getting there, champions getting there. And they have been a bit of a disappointment historically. You just look at De La Hoya Trinidad in 1999. Two of my favourite fighters of that era. I was 16 when that fight happened. I remember watching it and being pretty underwhelmed by the proceedings. Not just the result, because at the time I thought De La Hoya got robbed. I've seen the fight several times over the years, and I've scored it several times, just to amuse myself really. And it changes occasionally. I either have De La Hoya win it 115, 113, or I have it a draw. I've never had Trinidad winning it, but he got the decision. It was a lacklustre fight, it didn't live up to expectations, and all around was a bit of a damp squib really. Then you skip forward to 2015, the big one, Pacquiao against Mayweather, and again, that was for pretty much all the marbles. I think the IBF wasn't on the line, but all the others were. It was for supremacy, two top guys in their era, and that turned out to be a wet firework. It just fizzled out really. Mayweather didn't really get out of first gear because he didn't really need to. He won a decision. It was just all round disappointing really. And then when it transpired that Pacquiao had hurt his shoulder, okay, whether or not he did, I don't know. There were different stories going around at the time. But either way, it just didn't really add up. It wasn't the most exciting fight. And all round, in my opinion, it was a disappointment. And I just pray that this fight doesn't end up like that. We all want a good fight. There's a big truck coming, so I have to shut my mouth for 2 seconds. A lot of traffic around for fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, but it's typical when I start doing one of these and my mind's racing about boxing. I think it's very therapeutic and very useful to upload a YouTube video, but of course typically as soon as I start doing that, there's fucking cars around everywhere, so there you go. But so I want a good fight. We all want a good fight, but there's this nagging voice in the back of my head that says don't get too excited, could be a stinker. So I pray that it's not. I mean, they're the top two in the division. This fight is needed to happen now for a couple of years, and it's finally coming. 4 weeks tomorrow. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Like I say, if you go by history, it could be a disappointment. Another fucking car, excuse me. It could be a disappointment. I hope not. Now, as for who wins, if I had a gun to my head and had to put all my money on someone, at this point in time, I'd say Crawford. But then again, Spence is he's pretty good himself. In recent form, you know, I'd say if you're going by recent quality of opponents, like last couple, I mean, they've both been pretty inactive. Let's get it right, they've both been very, very inactive. So, I don't know, I'd say Errol Spence, maybe, I don't know. But gun to my head, all my money, I'd say Crawford will win. But we won't know till fight night. So, right, that's enough out of me, just a very quick one this morning. We've got the big Savannah Marshall fight tomorrow night. So I'll watch that, and I'll probably talk about that on Sunday morning. Until then, take care everybody, I'll speak to you soon.